All right, everybody. Welcome to another episode of Playing Games with Strangers. I think this is episode 5. Is this 5 now?
I think it's 4.
I think it's 4.
5?
It might be 5.
It's 5. I think it's 5.
Yeah.
Say both, then we cut out
this
the one
is episode 45. We lose track because we're in a constant state of editing, and we're about 2 episodes ahead of what's been released. So just to give you guys a peek behind the curtain, as always, I am your DM. My name is John Harju. I play Nick Foster in the randoms. So looking forward to that launching again in June. So probably about the same time that you're getting this, maybe. Who knows? Who cares? Probably. You don't. So with us today, as per usual, we have Catherine Zerwinski.
Howdy ho.
Playing Lady Ninja in The Mark in Supersonic Pod Comics. We have J.S. Earls.
Hello.
Playing the writer in Supersonic Pod Comics. We have Josiah Crandall.
Hello there.
Hi.
Yeah. Playing various people in various episodes of Supersonic Pod Comics. And we have, Steve McDonald.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, that guy.
That guy who plays the fireman in
Fire Hands.
Mr. Fire.
Fire Hands.
In The Mark on Supersonic Pod Comics. And joining in with us as an observer tonight, we have Celeste Mora.
Hello.
She plays, I forget your character's name.
She's not super important, so well, I mean, she is, but she isn't. But
she's a super big jerk to my friend Eric.
She is. I actually kind of dislike her for that. Her name's Jenna.
Jenna, that's right. In the randoms on Supersonic Pod Comics. So yes, this is a bunch of voice actors from Supersonic Pod Comics and one writer getting together to play some D&D. Supersonic's starting up in June. Right now it is the end of May, so pretty excited to be able to link these things together and a bunch of other cool things. Anybody got anything they want to plug before we throw in the theme music?
I'd like to plug the theme music.
Oh, yeah. Well, you do that at the end of the episode, Steve.
Actually, I do.
And all right, well, then I guess we'll go ahead and start the episode if nobody's got anything they specifically want to throw out there. So cue the theme music. So, to recap last episode, who wants to do the recap? I do the recap every week, and I think we should toss it around a little bit.
I was told there would be no math.
Josiah, would you recap, being as you did it off?
I can try. Yeah, let's see.
Yeah,
well, I believe last week we got out of the lady, what's her face's home. Yeah, Mary Dusang's home. Thank you. We took a while discussing what we were going to do next, and we decided to go back to the bar, the Lamy, the
Laughing Lamia.
yeah,
lame Lamia.
yeah, the Laughing Lamia. We talked to some people there. We got paid for the fight that I did not throw. Then I believe we went shopping, which was great fun. Great fun.
Shopping episodes are fabulous.
Yep. But it livened up when I decided to. Well, actually, before that, I was a bugbear came walking by while I was waiting for people shopping. Caius was his name, I believe.
Caius, yes.
Yes, I got one name right. And he told me, Pooh, that I needed to return to help the Colonel of Sanders, as there was a threat on our bugbear clan, basically. But I was determined to find Christopher, a young bugbear who was taken and sold into slavery. So I was trying to find out where I might find the slave market. And no one seemed to want to talk to me, so I decided to start a fight with Callum, and then we got arrested and thrown in jail. We escaped, and now there's people after us.
That's about the gist of it.
Yeah, more or less.
So where we left off, y'all were stealthing so good that y'all didn't you weren't paying attention as you were grabbed from behind by someone from your party in a dark alley, and that's where we're picking up. Y'all meeting up in the alley again.
Hey, y'all.
Really?
Hello.
Ooh. That's some bad Mexican.
So how is everyone's evening been so far?
Oh, rather good.
Yeah, I was with you, Pooh. I know how ours went.
Oh, yes, we escaped prison. Remember that? Well, good times.
Yeah, I do. Good times.
Yes, we saw you.
Did you happen to see anyone else following us? I think we might have made the police angry.
Little bit, probably.
We did not see anyone.
Oh, good. So you think it's safe to go back out?
I might wear a bag on my head if I were you.
A bag? Oh, what good would that do? It would be hard to see if I was wearing a bag on my head.
Never know till you try.
Do you happen to have a bag that I could try, and then I will tell you whether I can see or not?
I don't have a bag.
Well, I don't have a bag either. It was a good plan until it wasn't.
Maybe we should find somewhere quiet and out of the way.
I think we are somewhere quiet and out of the way.
Somewhere we
It's
can...
called an alley.
Thank you,
Right.
Pooh.
Callum's right. There may be people looking for you.
Oh,
Yes, I assumed.
does anyone know a place quiet and out of the way? Perhaps a home or a bar or... Oh, that place over there looks nice.
I point out into the wide open space under a tree out in the middle of the street.
Perhaps not that way. And
We could go back to my tavern room.
probably not. Pretty popular place, that is. But Pooh has a person to find, and then we have a place to go relatively
right.
quickly. If we could perhaps achieve that in a quiet and not attention-drawing way.
Did you two gentlemen happen to find out anything while I was imprisoned about where one might find a slave?
We did find out that they don't consider bugbears to be sentient. Is that a word we use? I'm not sure.
I don't particularly think I am very sentient myself, or whatever that means.
It means intelligent enough to warrant concern.
I'm definitely not that.
They would treat you more under the law as animals.
Right, all right. But did you find out where to go?
Yes, you wrote it down. Tell us, and then we'll act it out.
It's called Hell's Half Acre.
Okay. Yes, it's called Hell's Half Acre.
Oh,
Great, and do you know where?
No, we do not.
Great.
you guys are a great deal of help. Hell's Half Acre?
Just look for someplace on fire.
I don't think that's... all right.
I wish there was someone who could tell us where that was. The last time I asked, I got arrested.
Somebody got directions to Hell's Half Acre.
I thought so, but I wasn't going to point any fingers.
You know, I also thought as much, but I wasn't there, so...
I wasn't either.
I think I wrote it down. Here, Callum, you read this.
That's a candy wrapper.
If my brain recalls correctly. Although I did not write it down. So, I believe to the south-ish?
Hey, Celeste, how about you be our scribe for the evening and write down all the things we don't?
And I can work on that.
I'd like to submit that I do write down most things, but then someone told me that I wasn't there, so I should stop taking notes on it.
Who said that?
You should write them down and then just send them to us.
You know, I could do that, but where's the fun? Via
Hive
owl.
mind.
I believe it was somewhere south-ish. I can't remember if it was southeast or southwest or just in the general southern direction. But the good part of Waterdeep is the north, so I'm gonna guess south.
I think it's south. Just like regular hell.
Oh, that sounds about right. Well, if
Which way's south?
maybe I've got an idea. Perhaps if I take off one of my coats, the people chasing us will not recognize me anymore.
Don't find that likely, Pooh.
Oh, I find that I can be very sneaky if I set my mind to it.
I take off one of the jackets that I'm wearing.
All right. So you take off your jacket. Cool.
So this would have been the jacket that I found in the chest in one of the mimics. So now I'm wearing the torn, slightly bloody
You
hood
were
from-
wearing layers?
Yes. the
It's
hood,
very in vogue, all right?
the hood from the devil worshiper people.
They're called cultists.
Like I said, the devil worshiper people.
Oh, yeah. So we're going to start a gang or something, or what?
Are we starting a gang now? Thought we were just gonna
We're going
find
to.
Christopher and get out
That's what we're doing. To
Right.
the east.
to the south.
To the southeast.
All right, let's go southeast then. Great. I'll go that direction.
And let's avoid the authorities if possible.
All right, let's sneak through these alleyways.
All right. So y'all are being stealthy?
Oh, of
Yes,
course.
sir.
All right. I need everybody to roll me some stealth checks, please.
Hey,
we-
Callum, do we still
Yeah.
have our stealth thingy?
I'm assuming not a full hour has passed that we have. had
Yeah,
this
at this
conversation.
point, I'm gonna say an hour has gone past.
I mean, I can always cast it again though, if we feel it's necessary.
14.
Let's just do it and see what happens.
Now that people have rolled, we'll go with no.
Yep.
14, 15, 12.
Ooh. Ooh.
Waiting on Josiah.
Come on, Pooh.
Yeah. I rolled a 3, so that's
Oh my.
an 8 for me.
Save
Yeah.
yourself. Save yourself.
So y'all are walking through the street, and all of a sudden you hear this kid shout out in the middle of everything, "Mommy, look at that big bugbear!"
Oh, maybe we should move. Pooh, no. All right, let's go faster.
I
maybe.
wave at the kid that was yelling at me, and give it a smile. Can I roll performance on that smile?
Yes, please roll performance on that smile.
All right. So that would be a 4.
So hoping
4.
The kid screams in terror at the showing of your teeth and obvious grimace that you gave that kid, and people start panicking and running.
And the blood on his clothes too?
Yes.
Oh, this never happens. People usually love me.
It's the coat. Get rid of the coat.
I try to take it.
I need everybody to make a perception check, please.
11.
15.
What did you... Oh, you said 15. Okay. Josiah?
21.
Okay. Steve and... No, not Steve. I'm sorry. I'm doing this all wrong. Gareth and Pooh. In the far distance, you hear a group of ironclad footsteps hitting the ground coming towards you. You're pretty certain that the city guard is coming towards your direction.
Do you all hear that? It sounds like the city guard is coming in our direction.
Yes, I can see the gleam from their armor. I have very good eyesight.
We should move quicker and quieter and not smile at anyone.
All right, I will be less friendly and more sneaky.
All right, so...
I will recast Pass Without Trace.
All right, with that, everybody re-roll your stealth checks. And add
Plus
10.
10, yeah. The good news is I rolled higher than before. The bad news
24.
is I rolled a 4, so...
23.
That's a 19 then for you, yeah?
Yeah. That is a 19 for me.
All right, so as the city guard approaches, you 4 manage to slip away in the chaos of everybody running and panicking, trying to get away from the vicious bugbear. So you guys follow the directions that I don't remember who got last episode, but we'll just assume that.
Evidently, no one got them.
I remember someone got directions, sir.
Well, I
Yes,
know they
but did
got
they
them,
save
but
them?
no one got them.
Yes, exactly.
I was distracted by the beautiful singing.
Y'all make it to an area just outside the southern border of the town. Looks like a bunch of ruined buildings that are along the shore of a pond.
No, I've had an idea.
And you see a bunch of discarded trash all over the place. It's not a pleasant place. You see paraphernalia on the ground.
So I've had an idea.
Oh, that's very good, Callum.
Thank you. I've been working on it all day. No, I don't know if, this is actually the slave trade you're looking for, but it, strikes me that you're looking to find a bugbear, and people here don't like bugbears, and you happen to be a bugbear.
I am.
And we happen to not be. So
That's
it could
true.
be easier for you to find him if we pretend as if we're selling you to them.
Pretend as if you're selling me to them.
And they'll put you with the other bugbears, and you'll find Christopher, and then we'll all, kill them all and get out of here.
You are a genius, Callum.
Thank you.
Absolute genius.
I'm also very good at opening doors and windows.
That you are. That you are. Well, I think that is a grand idea. Does anyone have any rope to tie me up?
I beg to differ. Us doing this will be us involving ourselves in the actual slave trade,
Except
which
we're
is
not
highly
trading.
illegal.
Yeah, but we're not actually selling him, We're planting him.
Yes.
Like all of your little propaganda and seeds, and we're going to sprout it up, and then good will come from it.
But
Rah.
if we do this, then we are technically becoming involved in the slave trade. If
You're
anyone,
also technically running with fugitives from the law,
Yeah,
which
you
is
know.
us.
well, yes, and until we can sort everything out, we will stay with you and protect you and help the justice serve itself out. But becoming involved in the slave trade itself,
Pooh, are you okay with this?
Oh, it sounds like a great idea. I have no reservations whatsoever.
Then
and
it
that should
sounds
be
like.
a red warning, a red flag right there.
I mean, if he's willing, then is it really slavery?
Yes, it is.
Is it?
There are very many people who are willing to be slaves. It doesn't make it right.
All right, but what about in this situation?
In any situation, it would be wrong to be involved in the slave trade.
But what about being involved in stopping the slave trade?
That's right. We will put an end to it. I will get on the inside, and then, when they're least suspecting it, I'll kill everyone.
Well, not the slaves, you know.
What?
Don't kill the slaves, you know.
Oh,
kill
no,
the
no,
other ones.
no. I will release them, and we will rise up.
Exactly.
Yes, and there's got to be a better way than for us to become involved in the criminal underworld itself.
We can sell you instead of him, but I don't know that they'll put you with bugbears, so that's helpful.
Oh, Bog's pretty scary.
That's true. If it needs to be me, I can do it.
So, Gareth, what if you didn't, and the rest of us did?
What if
You can.
Pooh just goes and offers to become a slave?
I don't know that have the same impact, personally.
Oh, well, Callum is up for selling me, but I don't know that they would believe that Callum caught me all by myself.
I'm a little offended, but probably true.
You are rather small and old.
Well, yes. Not really, but all right.
I don't know how many other options we have other than going to the authorities, and that doesn't seem to be wise.
That may be the case, but this cannot be one of our options.
I think it's
Do
already
you-
one of our options.
Yes.
No,
What is
it cannot be one of our options.
what is our options then, Gareth?
I don't know, but I know that this one is not an option.
Gareth,
So,
I have a limited amount of time and a limited amount of patience.
And I'm gonna just kind of stare at him. We'll give him a nice bugbear glare.
well,
Mirrors it.
Is that like a Care Bear stare?
Yes, that's exactly what it is.
I'll give him a nice Dragonborn stare back.
Roll to see who blinks first.
What are we rolling?
Just roll a d20.
That's a 7.
Oh, nat
Oh.
20.
his eyes are open for 24 hours.
Mine start watering immediately.
Can I roll on my persuasion as well, or?
In Goblin to Pooh, I'm just gonna say, what if we just, go by ourselves and do it,
And I say,
I'm okay with that.
nice.
The reason why Gareth won that stare off is because as a descendant of dragons, he has very many reptilian traits. One of which is he doesn't have to blink because he can lick his eyes.
Dragonborns are not descended from dragons, though.
They are.
Way down the line.
I think their origin is separate from dragon kind.
They're like
They don't-
Dragonkin.
They don't consider themselves to be related to dragons.
It's more of like a cultural thing where some Dragonborns do, but some don't. Some are like, oh my gosh, I'm a dragon,
Anyway,
and some are like,
Steve-
oh my gosh, I'm not.
Steve totally wanted to step on my joke, so we'll just continue.
Yeah.
Which joke? I'm sorry.
Never mind. Continue.
Gareth, what is your alternative, Gareth? Do we just go looking and we go storming in whenever we find the place?
No, my alternative is that we should sit down and find an actual alternative. This
So your
cannot
alternative
be-
is not doing anything.
Oh, Callum, here, tie me up.
Did I say we weren't going to do anything?
I do that.
Okay. I start walking forward with you. Probably trying to lead me forward.
Y'all are on the map right now, by the way. You're behind that
Yes.
wall in the south.
Which way
Yeah,
do you
I'm
want?
a like walk beside Pooh, forward in the road.
Callum,
My bow. Yep.
Callum, I assume that you know how to. Did you make a loose knot or something that he can slip out of quickly if we need him to?
Oh, I'm sure you can break this rope. It'll be fine.
Callum, I would like you to make a survival check, please.
A survival check.
Yeah, for the knot that you tied.
Oh, great. It's going to be a 22.
Okay.
That's a very good knot, Callum.
Thank you. And it looks real, but you'll get out of it. Easy as pie. And I know you like pie, so.
I do.
All right. As you come out from around the wall, you see two figures to the north. You see a quite pale-looking half-elf, and to the northwest, and you notice I didn't have a picture ready for this one, so you're just going to see a silhouette on the board here. But you'll notice a kind of a cheery-looking halfling to the northeast.
I've stopped walking with them.
Just let him sit outside and pout about it.
Yeah.
Do these people look particularly threatening?
Make an insight check.
Oh boy. 23.
I would say the half elf looks a bit more seedy, whereas the halfling has a bit more of a jovial look to them, if that makes sense.
Sure. Do they seem to acknowledge us at all?
Make a perception check, please.
24. We're just going up.
All right. Yeah, you're just going up by ones. All right. They both seem to be aware of you, but neither of which seems to really. I mean, they're kind of looking at you like these are the new people who walked into the area, but you're not super certain of any, and like they're not specifically advertising any kind of intentions they may have going at the moment.
Right. And we don't see like structures or anything. It's just
No, this is like a busted out area. Like think parts of London in 1945, like bombed out.
very
looking.
familiar.
Oh, I'm sorry. I thought you might know some world history. Shame on me for that. It really bombed out structures. It's just kind of a seedy, crappy looking area.
And it's like grassy.
Yeah, grass is growing inside the structure. Like no one's really lived in this area for a while. It seems like this is more of a good place to do some business without drawing a lot of attention to yourself or making it known where you're from.
Does it look like a lot of people have passed through here?
Oh yeah.
Does it look like a half acre? Does anyone have a ruler that we can measure? See if this is Hell's half acre or if it's.
Make a perception check.
8.
You're so bad. You don't feel too confident in being able to eyeball the exact dimensions of the area that you're in right now. You aren't certain if it's a half acre.
Ugh.
Maybe we should go
I
closer
think
to
we
them.
should approach. Yes.
Yeah, that. Mm-hmm.
Are you really hammered up here? I'm going to be grumbly.
Pooh, go ahead and make a performance check, please.
Yeah, and I'm trying to be like I don't want to go, and upset.
I will occasionally push him a lot.
Yeah. Oh, that's pretty good. Let's see, 16 Performance. 15.
15. All right.
And if you want to stab me, I would be okay with that.
Save that for later, maybe.
The high elf to the northeast is kind of looking at you a bit funny, Pooh.
I don't. I'm gonna eye up the high elf. Hello.
What's up?
I'm eyeing the high elf.
He
I said
eyes
it.
you back.
Hello.
He looks at you and he goes, "So, what you got there?"
Something I find out in the woods.
Ah.
Yeah,
And
that's what I said.
why y'all bringing that around here?
Looking for anything that might be lucrative and interesting.
Lucrative and interesting. All right. I think I'm smelling what you're stepping in. Why don't you bring that young buck over here? I can give him a look once over.
I give a gentle shove.
I resist.
I give a less gentle shove.
I still try to resist.
You want more of that blood we got on your shirt?
I growl at you, Orbog.
Go ahead and make another performance check. Who?
That was it was a 3.
You get y'all are starting to get the stink eye from this high elf. He's like,
I think you should stab me now.
y'all ain't the cops, are you? I mean, you gotta tell me if you are.
Do we look smart enough to be cops?
That's not a no.
We're not cops. And I suggest, or if you like, good proof of that, you'll find that my face isn't too popular with the authorities, generally speaking.
As you say that, you hear a rustling coming from the half elf. Not half elf, the halfling that is behind you to the east.
Mm-hmm.
I'd like the three of you to make a perception check.
21.
Net 20.
I'm gonna look that way, but I'm gonna hold my sword to Pooh so he can't go nowhere.
14.
I hear it, but I don't do anything.
All right.
I'm texting Gareth, saying wish you were here.
Aelin, I would like you to make a stealth check, please.
I don't know how to do that, honey. You're gonna have to tell me.
You just click stealth on your character sheet. 20. It just appears to you guys that the halfling is just shuffling around. No particular...
To me?
To all y'all.
With my 21?
Oh, you got a 21.
With my natural 20. But I'm not going to...
Is your nat 20 put you above the 20 marker?
Yeah, perception? Is that what we were doing?
Yep.
Yeah, it puts me at 21.
All right.
But I'm not going to do anything regardless.
Okay.
I'm playing my part.
It seems like she's just kind of shuffling around, but you know how it is when you see somebody who's listening in but trying not to look like they're listening in.
I'm gonna look back at the elf and point the other way towards the halfling and go, "Are you cops?"
You notice the elf get noticeably perturbed by that question. Y'all gonna sit here and accuse me of being a cop, and yet you're the one trying to sell me this book right here?
No, I didn't suggest anything of the sort. You're the one that offered it.
You are either stupid or very new at this game.
Yes, to both.
Cops don't come around here.
Then why would you ask if we were?
Because you are either stupid or new to this game.
Again, yes to both. What seems to be the problem now? You're the one with people hiding out behind us, you know.
Pooh, I would like you to make a dex save, please.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. 8.
Yeah, so all of a sudden, out of the trees overhead, a giant vine drops down and wraps around you, Pooh, and lifts you up and pulls you over to the the high elf.
Okay.
He's like, next time when I say come here, you're gonna come here or you're gonna feel pain. All right. I'm gonna give you a once over. Open your mouth.
I leave my mouth shut.
I don't say please. Open your mouth.
I glare at him.
Do as he says.
I look at you, and then I look back at the elf, and then I snap my teeth at him, like I'm trying to take a bite out of him.
All right, we got one of those.
I'm just going to repeat open your mouth in Goblin and see if it looks like the high elf knows what I said.
Make a perception check.
16.
He seems, I'm sorry, not perception, insight.
It'd be the same thing.
He's very hard to read. I need Pooh. You notice that this high elf is losing patience with you very quick. He makes a gesture. He basically pulls out a handful of clay and kind of forms it into a sphere. And then he makes a gesture with his hands and says something in a language you don't understand.
Mm-hmm.
And I would like you to please make a intelligence saving throw.
Do I understand what it was?
That's a 18.
The language?
Or what he's casting? Either one.
Well, I can tell you don't know what he's casting, but let's see here. What languages do you understand, Callum?
Infernal, Celestial, Goblin, Halfling, and Common.
It was common.
No, it was not, and it is not a language that you are familiar with. But yeah, based off of your own Arcana experience, you definitely know he's casting something.
I'm going to knock an arrow and point it at him and say, I suggest you don't mess with my property yet, unless you're buy-in.
I rolled an 18, if that matters.
That wouldn't matter.
That's what I like to hear.
Yeah, the spell DC on this dude is off the rails.
Let's just attack him.
Let's see, what's the casting time on that? That's 6 seconds. So I'm trying to determine how this is going to play out.
I think it's an action.
Yeah, well, it's an action, but I'm trying to determine if he already cast the spell before you drew down on him.
Well, he probably would have cast at the same time, but
all right,
it would take effect before, for sure.
Yeah, then we're going to say that happens. Pooh, you are going to take 4d6 psychic damage.
Oh, my favorite type of damage.
I literally just rolled 4 ones.
Sucker.
Hallelujah.
So you take 4 psychic damage, but on that failed save, your intelligence and charisma scores just drop to 1. You don't understand language or are able to communicate in any intelligible way. You are able to determine your friends and follow them and even protect them.
So nothing's changed.
Yeah, pretty much. So my intelligence actually went up if it would drop to 1.
Well, if you're...
No, it's 1. Okay, got it.
But make note of your scores, because it's not going to be like that for the whole time.
Yeah.
And for those of you listening at home, what you just witnessed was the feeble mind spell.
Ooh,
And so then
serious.
What's that?
That's serious.
Yeah, y'all pissed off a druid that isn't into being ticked off. So he pulls out a rod from underneath his robes and he pushes your jaw down, Pooh.
Is he not going to react?
It goes down. Yeah. I'll let it open up.
and he's looking in your mouth. He's like, all right, seems to be in good order. He's got all his teeth. Naturally, we're going to have to extract those so they don't get a little bit mouthy with us, if you know what I mean.
I still have an arrow on him.
Don't embarrass yourself, sir. There are more people here than you are aware of. So you can just put your little pea shooter away.
Perhaps you should do as he says.
I will very slowly lower it with an unhappy look on my face.
And so he looks up at you, Pooh, and he just kind of does that belittling double smack on the side, double tap pat on the side of your face. You're gonna be a good boy now, aren't you? That's what I thought right there. So how much you looking to get for this young buck right here? It's gonna take a bit of doing for me to get them teeth out, so I can't give you full price, but I'm thinking maybe 200 gold.
It won't take less than 5. He was the strongest bugbear in his village.
Yeah, but I gotta turn a profit on him too. So
You will.
He's in excellent condition.
how you're here? I see it. Okay.
I'm texting Gareth.
Aelin, you are hearing people bid on this bugbear that is traveling with this dark-haired humanoid that you have heard of at the moment. You can jump in at any time. Anytime you should so choose to do so.
Good to know.
He looks at you and says, "Well, tell you what, I can't give you 500 because that's probably about what I'm selling for. But since you're new to this, I'll offer you 350."
375, and I'll leave you alone. I can be very annoying if I stick around. You should ask my parents.
Sir, am I supposed to perceive that as a threat?
No. I wouldn't say my presence is threatening as much as it's just real annoying.
Yeah, I'm picking up on that. Well, tell you what, I got nothing better to do. I already sold me one bugbear earlier this evening. Yeah, I'll go ahead and take him. 375.
You letting him
Great.
go for a steal?
What?
I pop out behind Callum.
Good gods. What? Hello.
Okay. So as you hear this voice coming from behind you, Callum, Orbog, Pooh, and Callum, you see, Aelin, go ahead and describe yourself, what you look like.
Well, I am a very tiny halfling. I'm probably only about 3 feet tall. I got brown curly hair, and I just look as pleasant as a peach pie.
Barely see you down there.
Exactly.
Yeah, well, I'm not much for stealing, so it's, whatever.
I'm just saying you could get a whole lot more from him at other places.
So, what kind of other places?
I'm sure there's somewhere around here nearby that could pay you what he's actually worth.
Do you know the other person who bought the bugbear? Perhaps they would be interested.
This is a gentleman of very high intelligence, I think.
Probably higher than mine. Definitely higher than his.
Ma'am, why are you stepping in on my purchase here?
Well, you look like you were not given an overabundance of schooling, so I thought I'd help these people out.
She has a point.
Look, I don't need to deal with this. I've already met my quota for the day on bugbears. My boss is happy with my work. Little girl, if you want this bugbear so bad, you can go ahead and make your offer. I'm done here. He waves his hand at you, Pooh. Callum, go ahead and actually Callum and Aelin, if you are so inclined to try to figure out what he is doing now, go ahead and make an Arcana roll.
Oh, I'm so good at that. 14.
19.
All right. Yeah, you recognize it as a major restoration spell. And Pooh. Oh, if you knew what level this character was, Pooh, you suddenly have your wits returned to you.
Oh, goody.
And the high elf is walking off.
No, it's not about his level. It's just that it was nice.
A column.
Yeah.
But Aren't we trying to find where all the bugbears went?
Yeah.
And didn't
The
he
little one
say...
kind of messed it up.
Oh, dear.
Shh! Not so loud.
I will be talking to Pooh in Goblin. No, as you said, a place where there's more bugbears to be sold and bought and things like that.
Well, yes, I think there's one right just down the street. I bet you that's where they got this bugbear. This one always pays too little, and then they go and get them from here and sell them for a better price over at the market.
Seems like quite the racket they got going. If this doesn't pan out, I might change lines of business.
Well, what is your line of business right now, honey?
Between jobs, as it were.
Fascinating.
Yeah. Again, not what my parents said. But, yeah, should we head down the road then to the other market?
That's me trying to look
He
threatening again.
seems upset, so we should probably go before, he
That
gets
was
his wits about him.
another 3. So
Yeah. So
not particularly.
sorry, Celeste. I'm trying to remember your character's name here. Aelin, you can tell they're kind of putting on a bit of charade here.
Right. We are very good performers.
What it sounds like to me is that you people need a true performer, someone who can, help you sell this bugbear.
Yeah,
Or what
we do
he's
want to
more
sell
than
him for
worth.
sure. Or, less than he's worth, really. Or more. Either one. Sounds good to me.
Can I roll? I don't know, insight on this. What's her name? Aylin? What did you say your name was, Celeste?
My name is Aileen.
Aileen?
Mm-hmm.
Can I just roll like an insight on her to see if I get like, I don't know, good vibes from her?
I'm picking up good vibrations. Yeah, go ahead and roll an insight check.
That's 20, non-natural.
Got a dirty 20. And Aileen, I need you to roll a
Performance?
Yeah, go ahead and roll
Persuasion or deception, depending.
Persuasion or deception, depending on what your intentions are.
Just don't tell us which.
Well, that
Totally
didn't
good.
work well.
All right, so yeah, Pooh, what exactly are you trying to pick up? What kind of vibes are you trying to pick up?
I'm trying to see if she would be trustworthy to like let in on our plan. See if she would be a good co-conspirator.
Aileen, would you be a good co-conspirator?
Well, I don't know, honey. Do you think I would?
Oh, she called me honey. I like her.
She seems like she'd be good at making at persuading.
Mm-hmm. Well, I don't know about that.
She also comes across as, but she also is coming across as having her own motives in trying to sell to you.
Well, maybe we can bribe her.
Aileen, I want to
Yes,
let you in on a little secret.
Oh, I do love a good secret, dear. Tell me, what is your name, honey?
Oh, she called me honey again. My
Keep your
name...
shirt on.
Well, I already took one of them off. My name is Pooh, and, we are trying to sneak in to the slave market. You see, I'm not actually captive.
And then I'm gonna try to break my bonds, the rope. There's like a 22 for the knot tying.
Oh, but it's so you can get out of it,
Yeah, the 22 was to see how well she tied it so you could be able to snap out of it.
I'm going to try to snap out of it.
All right. Go ahead and roll. Actually, I'm not going to make you roll for that. She rolled well enough. Yeah, the ropes basically just fall off.
Yeah. But I do it to make it look like it was a lot of effort to get out of there.
Well, aren't you just a big old strong bugbear?
Oh, yes, I am. I have been told that several times.
We're trying to find his friend.
Oh, yes, my friend. And take down the slave market.
Really now?
If you would join us, even for your own reasons, we could pay you handsomely.
I might be obliged to do that.
I've been gathering money just for this. I say, you wouldn't happen to know a Whiteheart?
Not off the top of my head, but that does not mean I do not know him. I'm bad with names. I know faces.
I was told he was the one involved with the black market.
Well, he may be the one you need to find then.
Well, I trust her completely. Maybe we should let Gareth in on our new plan. He might like it better.
All right, with that being said, during this time period, Gareth, I would like you to make a perception check, please.
Perception. Now, keep in mind that I'm steadily moving away from this whole thing.
Oh, I know.
Going back to the place there. So that's my roll of 15.
As you are walking away from the situation, you notice that there are shadows in the woods starting to surround you. And the further you go, the more they start to accumulate around you.
Well, I'm walking back the way we came.
Right.
So how far away are we from civilization? I didn't get a sense of how far we went.
I would say that you probably are about a half mile outside of town. And by the time you get halfway, you feel like there is quite a crowd hiding in the shadows around you.
Okay. I will continue heading back.
All right. And as you proceed for a little bit, what looks like the the high elf that had been with the other, that had been talking to the others, kind of pops out from behind a tree and he goes, "Now I saw you towards the I was told, well, I didn't see you. I was too busy talking to the others, but I was told that you was hanging around with them right before they came up and started getting chatty-faced with me. And now you're walking back to town. You wouldn't be going nowhere to be talking to no people of official rank now, would you?"
I have no idea what happened. I gave them some advice and I left them. Who are you, sir?
Go ahead and make a deception check, please.
I'm not trying to deceive him.
All right, then go ahead and make a persuasion check. Then is your persuasion score the same as your deception score? He's like, "You look like you were man of the cloth. Am I correct in making that assumption?"
You would be correct, sir. I'm a paladin.
Tell you what, Mr. Paladin, Mr. Man of the Cloth, I believe that flock that you just gave some advice to. I believe that they do need your good guidance. You see, they made a mistake. The Outlanders do not like being shafted on a deal that was already struck just to have it be meddled around with. I believe you can bring them to their senses, sir. I'm willing to pay your order an awful lot of money to change their mind.
If they come to me, I would be very willing to change their minds.
I am asking you to go to them.
Therein, I believe I sense a danger. Something that my code would forbid.
Your code would forbid. Wouldn't your code benefit from vast quantities of gold and or possibly platinum?
Well, yes.
Wouldn't the ends then justify the means, sir?
Of course not. No, the ends never justify the means. If I don't see a way for me to collect on that deal, then I would rather not take it.
A way for you to collect on that deal? Are you talking about you want to see the money in escrow?
Absolutely not. No. What I'm saying is I am understanding the situation at a deeper level than those unfortunate ones. If I accompany them, or even if I attempt to sway their opinion once again, I would be putting myself in a situation where perhaps I would not survive. So I am going to do my best to see what I can do outside of the situation. And if they solve it within their means, so be it. But I feel as though I have no other sway on them at this point.
Well, I'm not going to force you to go against your will, at least not yet. But working outside your means now, I'm just going to assume that you aren't going to bring anybody of an official capacity into my domain regarding this matter.
As far as I know, I have no idea who you are or your domain.
Sir, you are in my domain. However, I'm going to give you the benefit of the doubt that you're smarter than that. So I don't care what you do leaving this area, but if for whatever reason city guards start traipsing through my little slice of heaven that I call home here, we're going to have some problems, and I might just make sure that you do have a very, very personal experience with that deity that you serve. But outside of that, sir, I do wish you a good day. And he makes a hand gesture and a whistle, and all of a sudden you hear a rustle in the trees, and all the shadows that you felt present around you shift, and he just wanders off into the trees.
All right.
So
I keep heading back.
All right. So just so I can keep tabs on what's going on, because we're splitting the party, everybody. Where are you heading to?
Back to the tavern.
Back to the Laughing Lamia. All right.
Yes.
Back at the ranch. Go ahead and what is going on with the other four of you?
Oh, well, I believe we should get a move on then.
Yeah.
What?
No, I was just going to say, I suppose we're following her.
That is correct. We're following this short individual.
Well, I think that we should head back towards the town because it's on the other side that we need to go.
Oh, wait. On the other side of the town?
Yes.
Like up north.
Maybe. It might be west. I'm not entirely sure. I am terrible with directions.
Well,
You're terrible with directions and with names.
Yes, I'm not much one for memory. It's the short stature. I can't store up everything in this little 3-foot body.
Oh, that makes sense. What are you good at?
I am good at singing. At least I like to think I am.
Oh, singing. I bet you have
to help us.
I'm sorry.
Well.
All right. I mean, I can play a guitar pretty well, but I don't know that it's going to help us find Christopher.
I'm also good at performing. And I'm a little bit of a acrobat.
See, those sound like useful skills, too. We've got a singer, a performer, acrobat, a person who can open doors and windows, and Orbog who's very scary.
She seems like she's a little bit of everything.
I try.
All right, the other side of town. You know, I should mention, if we go into town, that there are some people there who don't like me or Callum in town.
Very true.
Well, why don't we just let me do the talking because everybody loves me.
Well, they may be wanted.
Everybody wants me.
Not the same way,
doubt that.
but, similar.
Well, all right, boys, let's get heading that way.
Oh, jeez. All right. So, y'all start heading back to town. Go ahead and make a perception check, Callum, because it would make sense for you to notice this if it's going to be noticed.
Oh, that's a nat 20, which brings me
Sure
to 26.
Is about halfway back, you notice that there is a spot where there's a convergence of many footprints at one point, where it looks like a giant meeting happened on this trail.
Do they all seem to go in separate ways when they leave?
There is one set that goes very predominantly back towards town, but all the rest of them kind of scatter in different directions.
And I take it they're fresh.
Yeah, probably within the last half hour. And with that perception check, I will also say that you can also tell that there are a couple shadows that have been tailing you guys going back this direction.
I'm gonna, in Goblin, just tell Pooh. I think we're being followed.
Oh, yes, Gareth is behind us. Orbog is behind us. Let me try that again. Oh, yes, Orbog is behind us.
Yeah, I think we're being followed by more than just Orbog.
Oh, yes, that small person is behind us as well.
No, I think there are some shadows following us, Pooh.
That would be because we are traveling to the west and the sun. Wait, you mean like a scary shadow people?
Yeah, like that kind.
Oh, shall we act like we don't see them, or shall we get the jump on them?
I mean, we could act like we don't see them, and then we could go get the jump on them.
Oh, I like the way you think, Callum. Have I mentioned that before?
You have, but I like when you say it, so...
Oh, well, I'll say it again. I like the way you think.
Well, thank you, Pooh.
Aileen, I forgot to ask you, and I could look at your character sheet, but I'm lazy right now. What languages does Aileen speak?
Halfling and common.
Okay.
So what should we do here then? Should we kind of turn around and try to
Perhaps if you keep walking forward, I could sneak around behind
slip
us.
off behind us? Yep.
And then, we can, from the front and from the back.
I give you a wink and a thumbs up.
I'm going to attempt to be sneaky.
Do we need to move on this map right now, John? Or
No.
is this happening
Right now we're theater of the mind.
Okay.
I'm shooting from the hip. Right now I'm trying to put together a map for you guys. So feel free to continue RPing a little bit.
All right. So you slip off behind us. Now pretend like you're still here. So, Callum. How was prison?
It was wonderful.
Sneak off to the back.
Oh, yes. Yes, it was, Callum. You're doing great, Orbog. Maybe pitch it down a little bit.
Okay.
I meant up.
Hey, my lucky charms.
Oh, yes. So, you said you know about... You came to bring me back. How's that going? I'm coming, and I'm not very good at making small talk.
Oh, honey, what are you blabbering on?
Oh, well, you see, I'm pretending like Callum is still here, and I'm talking to him, so that he can sneak behind us and get the people who are following us.
People are following us?
Oh, yes, there's some people following us.
Well, perhaps we should just continue on and not address Callum at all. That way they won't go, now where is Callum?
That's what I was trying to do, make them think Callum was still here. It's very clever.
Why don't you talk to me? Tell me about this friend of yours.
With a 10 stealth. They might know where I am.
But it hasn't been an hour? Probably not.
Oh, yes, that was in town.
Oh, yeah. Well.
Unless it hasn't been an hour, in which case, I'll take a 20.
Oh, no, it's been an hour.
Of course it has.
Go back to your map.
I am at my map. I'm trying to do this before we have to roll initiative here. All right.
All right, well, I'll keep talking then.
Well, what do you want to talk about? Oh, yes, Christopher. Oh, Christopher. Oh, yes, it's a smallish bugbear named Christopher. He was my friend.
Does his middle name happen to be Robin?
Oh, no, that's ridiculous.
Oh, I knew a Christopher Robin, so anytime I hear the name Christopher, I think of Christopher Robin.
Oh,
No.
well, we're trying to... What's that, Obog?
Oh, I thought you said his middle name was Batman.
Yes,
Now that is ridiculous. Who would put a bat and a man together?
we're going to get everybody suing us at the end of this episode.
Oh, yes.
Oh, no, his name is just Christopher. A funny thing, bugbears don't usually have middle names.
Really?
But, yes, he was taken from my tribe. There seemed to be a bunch of other bugbears that were selling their own kind. A horrible thing. I couldn't stand for it.
That
I
does
took-
sound horrible.
I took care of it, but alas, poor Christopher. I really hope I can find him.
Well,
Calum,
That's my name.
as you are bumbling through the sticks,
I do the bumbling around here.
apparently Calum's stepping into your territory.
I tried.
As you were bumbling through the sticks, you feel a hand, and you guys have come into a clearing
my.
now. You guys have come into a clearing as
Where do I feel it?
it wraps around your mouth
Oh.
from
Oh
behind,
my.
and you hear a whisper in your ear saying, "What are you doing?" She just releases her hand from over your mouth. Say that again.
Well, I was gonna go take a piss, but I wait until you're gone. No,
You looked a little bit more intentional than that.
I really had to go.
Um,
I can do it in front of you if you like, but seems rude.
I'd rather you not. Go ahead and make a perception, either a deception or a persuasion check, depending on your intention.
Now, question: if I could make myself be, if I could make this be true.
I don't believe that was your
It's-
actual intention of what you were doing, though.
It's a 15 deception roll.
Don't
Sure.
refresh my memory. What's insight? Is that wisdom
Yes.
or intelligence?
Wisdom.
With as much as Callum's drank in the last 24 hours, I would think he could do it on command.
Oh yeah, for sure. I mean, I could make this true.
She looks at you with a very skeptical look, and she goes, "Stop trying to find us. You won't catch us all."
I mean, you found me, so who's looking for who here? And I wink.
She just kind of backs into the woods and disappears within the trees. Not literally disappears, but you can't see where she's at now.
Before she disappears, can I hunter's mark her? It's a
Well,
bonus
we'll roll for-
action.
it is a bonus action. We'll to determine if you're able to do that before she is able to do her cover of the wild trait, I think is what it's called. Let's roll to see who gets it off first. High or low?
Let's go low.
You are able to hunter's mark her,
Great.
which means you do know where she's at. She just kind of fades.
I have a advantage on finding her. I don't necessarily know. I will proceed to pee, since she is still watching.
Oh, you don't know.
She probably is keeping an eye on us, but I gotta sell the lie, you know.
Right.
Then I will slowly go back towards the others.
Well, I wonder when Callum will get back here.
I'm sure she'll be here in just a minute.
Oh, no,
Sorry.
We all have that problem, trust me.
That's all right.
It's the
A high
high
pitch.
voice.
Yeah. I can't help it that I take after my mother. Right, well, hello, I'm back from my
Callum,
bathroom break in the woods.
we were just talking. I thought you were sneaking after the shadows.
Yes, to pee in the woods. That's all I was doing.
Right, but to sneak after the shadows.
Yep.
I stab him.
Where no one
Oh,
where no one can see
Do you
me.
really stab him, or are you just...
No, I don't.
So there's several following us. Dare I say, a couple. Gonna be real hard to find them. Real good at disappearing. But I mean, we can if you want.
do you think that they might be involved with the slave trade at all?
You know, I'm not sure. She was awful handsy. Told me not to look for them because we couldn't find all of them. And then she disappeared into a tree.
Were we looking for someone besides Christopher?
Not that I thought, but
Are
you know,
they
if I
all
can't help
named
it, that-
Christopher? Is it an army of
no,
Christophers?
I didn't ask. I can go back and do it again if you like.
No. Let's be about our business.
That sounds like a wise thing, Orbog. I concur. Oops, that's the hand, not the select move tool. Do-do-do.
I proceed through the woods.
Y'all need to move around the map. I just pulled the map up in case this turned violent. All right, so you're proceeding through the woods. Aileen, you seem to know what you're doing, so go ahead and describe what you're doing.
I'm walking, following the bugbear.
All
Well,
right.
are you skipping or?
Well, I'm kind of little, so to keep up with him, I probably am, like, doing a light jog.
All right. So
So,
I'm just gonna keep track of if the shadows continue to follow us.
make a perception check.
Hang on, that went twice. Well, I have advantage, but it's 11. Both.
Yeah. With an 11 for both, you aren't entirely certain, but you do feel a little bit paranoid now because every shadow seems to be a little bit suspicious.
They always are.
just beware the shadows. Ooh, wrong voice. Just beware the shadows that hide in the books.
The shadows that hide in the what?
Books. They are called the Vashtanarati, and they like to eat bugbears.
I've heard about them.
I'm sure you have.
I've heard about a good doctor, though.
Yes, he's good at taking care of those shadows.
I feel like a reference was just made and I didn't catch it.
Yeah, it was a Doctor Who reference.
That explains it.
Oh.
Well, I give the small person a high five.
I jump to try and hit it.
Perhaps Pooh should carry Eileen.
Eileen, who's that?
Right.
Aileen, whatever. Aeroplane. So we can
What
move
is
more
an
quickly.
aeroplane?
It's a flat plane where there's arrows.
Is it near the celestial plane?
I think so.
It's my favorite plane.
Yes.
Freaking love planes made of arrows.
Yes.
All right. So
Made that plane.
We're making a lot of progress here.
so y'all make it back into town. You're back amongst civilization.
Eileen, I have a question for you.
Yes, dear.
Do you have a bag on you?
I do.
I take the bag and put it on my head.
Oh, yeah, I can't see anything.
Well, that's probably because you have all of my stuff in there. You need to be careful. If you mess up my guitar or my flute, I'm going to come after you.
Oh, is that what this is?
Yes, dear. Those are my instruments.
It's going up my nose.
Well,
as Pooh breathes, you hear a slight toot on the whistle.
Oh, good. At least it's out the whistle.
Dear, why don't you give me back that bag and let me have my instruments?
Yes, I was trying to hide.
I'd take the bag off and give it back to you. But the
Thanks.
whistle's still stuck in my, or the flute's still stuck in my nose.
May
Well,
I
no-
have that back too?
No, it's part of the disguise. It's part of the disguise.
I feel like that is going to call attention to our friend here.
I take it out.
It's kind of hard to breathe with that.
Well, that's not exactly how you play it.
There is not.
How do
enough
you
skill
play it?
in the world.
I'd love to see you play it. Could you do it now?
How about you find me some water so I can wash your bugbear snot off of it, and then I'll play a little bit for you.
That sounds reasonable. All right. Back to the regularly scheduled DM.
That's all right. Aileen's already hijacked the scenario, so we're going where
sorry.
she wants at the moment. All right, so Aileen, you are now back in town. Where are you taking them to?
I am
Laughing Lamia.
planning on taking them to a back alley near the west side of town.
All right, so y'all are walking through town, towards the west, a little bit towards the north, and you come across a back alley somewhere. And Aileen says,
If you go and knock on that door 3 times, you will find someone who will pay you good money for a bugbear.
Do I knock with my head or with my hand?
Whichever you want to do, honey.
I do like it when you call me honey.
I know you do.
All right. I'm going to use my hand this time. Wait,
That sounds like a plan.
maybe Callum should do it. Because you are trying to sell me.
I'm also really good at doors.
You're also very good at doors.
I will go knock on the door 3 times.
Ooh.
so you knock on the door, and now, Aileen, is there someone here that you know, or
Sure.
I'm trying to get a feel for what we're doing here. So
I wasn't sure what was happening, so I just came in and started doing this, and now I'm
Oh.
regretting that.
gotcha.
Welcome to D&D.
Hey. All right. So you knock 3 times on the door, and a Goliath answers the door, and he looks down at you, Callum. He's like, "Yeah."
I was told this is a fine place of reputable business where I can sell goods.
What are you selling?
Nothing sentient.
A family heirloom.
So what, like bracelets?
Probably make it into a bracelet if you want. I kind of like nod my head back at Pooh.
Hello.
Does he have them?
No, he is them.
Good
I,
bones.
Wait, are you trying to sell me that bugbear?
Are you trying to buy the bugbear?
What kind of person do you think I am?
What kind of person do you think you are?
I think he's a Goliath.
I'm just saying, you said it, not me.
Well, I don't really support that type of thing. I think you might have the wrong house. Aileen, while this is happening, what are you doing?
I am looking at the walls, going, is this the right alley?
Oh, right. Okay.
So just, generally looking confused.
Okay. And he's like, and all of a sudden he looks at Callum,
Uh-oh.
and then he looks at Pooh,
Never mind, wrong place. I start to back up.
and then he looks at you, Orbog, and then at you, Aileen, and he's like, oh, so you, and he points at you, Aileen, he's like, and you, we're bringing the bugbear here?
That's right, darling.
Oh.
Oh.
I think we should go, probably.
Callum and Pooh, make a dex save, please.
Oh, I think we should go faster.
18.
That's a 10.
All right, Callum, like Pooh, you hear something whiz past your head as you guys start to bolt down the alley. Did I say Pooh or Callum felt something?
You said I felt it.
Okay, yeah, that's correct. Callum, you feel something. You feel something like a small bite on the back of your neck.
Ooh.
And I would like you to make a Constitution save at disadvantage, please.
Oh no. Well, that's an 11.
Everything goes dark.
I hit the ground.
Mm-hmm. Pooh, as you're running, all of a sudden you realize you're running by yourself.
Whoa.
I stop. I turn around to see what happened to the others.
You see the Goliath and a couple more individuals coming out of this building, and they are grouped around the body of Callum on the ground. And you see one of the individuals, it's a dwarf, and he's holding up a blowgun and he's looking in your direction.
Okay.
And you see the other one who's pulling out a big old sack, which looks like it's filled with coins, and starting to walk towards Orbog and Aileen.
Okay. I'm gonna keep running.
All right.
In my time of need.
I'm gonna run and try to find Gareth.
All right. So you are heading. Where are you heading to find Gareth?
Well, I know he has a room back at the laughing. I can't say Lamia.
There you go.
Just okay. It just sounds weird coming out of my mouth. So I'm going back there because I know he has a room.
Okay.
And I don't know exactly what's going on with Orbog and
Aileen.
Thank you. Because I saw this dwarf giving him a sack of money, and they were just standing there. So I'm gonna see if Gareth can maybe come help me.
All right. So Aileen and Orbog, as you're standing there watching this go down, two dwarves have popped out of this alleyway here. One holding a blow dart, and the other one comes out of the building that the Goliath was in, and he has a sack of gold, and he's like, "All right, we only caught the one, so I can't give you the whole bounty, but if the two of you can split the 250 gold, I believe that would cover the one that you have here."
Well, I'm all right with that.
Is that all right? Is that all right with you, Captain Tusktooth?
I don't like your tone, but yes.
All
I
right.
guess if I go catch the bugbear, can I bring him back to you?
Well, I mean, that bounty's still open. We don't have him, so... And he hands each of you 125 gold.
I'm going to go run after Pooh.
Well, I'm going to jog behind him.
All right. So y'all are running behind... Y'all are kind of doing this weird conga line down the street. So Pooh...
I'm no part of the conga line.
No,
I'm not in it.
You have been reacquired. Pooh...
So sorry. Yeah, go ahead.
Go ahead.
Tell me what I do.
You tell me what you do. Okay. I will give definition to it as it happens.
I've run into the bar.
All right. As you walk in, it's getting crowded. Apparently,
I throw open the door. So
apparently it's a fight night in the bar as you walk in.
Perfect.
And everybody turns and sees you, and they know that you're the champion.
Great.
So everybody's getting excited and pointing and tapping on their neighbor's friend and pointing at you.
And I'm a little out of breath. And I go,
Oh, where's Gareth? Has any of you seen a Gareth?
You're just getting kind of confused look from the...
He's like a dragon, except smaller.
Gareth, where are you right now?
It would be in my room.
Okay.
it is a fight night, Gareth.
I have very little interest in these fights.
What is it? Dinner time? Lunchtime?
It's probably around evening right now, so closer to dinner.
Well, no one sees where he's. No one seems to know. So I'll go back up the stairs because we did stay
Okay.
around where he in his
Yeah, you did. You guys did stay in his room.
Yeah.
You
shared a room. So I go upstairs and I run up the stairs and try to open up the door to his bedroom.
Gareth, is your door locked?
Yes.
You hear a rattling of the handle.
Oh, Gareth, it's me.
Is that you, Pooh?
Oh, yes, that's who I said it was.
Yes, I can't hear everything through the door. Hold on, let me unlock it. Do I have to roll something?
Nope. I'm assuming that you have enough manual dexterity. You know how to unlock a door.
Barely. Buck barely.
So the door opens before you, Pooh, and you see a very familiar Dragonborn standing before you.
In his PJs.
Smoking jacket.
Oh, Gareth, that looks very comfortable.
What is it, Pooh? What would you like?
Gareth, I think what we did was probably not the best thing to do. And instead of me getting sold, we sold Callum, and I don't know exactly what happened to the others, but we could probably use some help.
The others? You mean Orbog?
Oh, we met a small person. She's about a yay high. She likes honey.
All right. So what are you asking me to do? I don't understand here.
Well, when I last left Callum, he was on the floor of the alleyway, and there was a big Goliath there, and could you come and perhaps we could come up with one of those plans which you suggested, but we didn't follow.
Is he still in the alley?
I didn't take time to check, but I think he might have been acquired by a group of unsavory individuals.
What do you know about this group?
There was a tall one, and there was a short dwarven-looking one. That's about all I know.
I have no idea what I could possibly do. Do you want to search the city? If they had taken them, they're most likely undercover or underground.
I think if we head back that way, we might be able to do something. I don't think I could have taken them all by myself.
Let me get dressed. I start throwing my stuff on.
All right.
And then
All right.
lead
So
on, Pooh.
during that time period, Orbog being followed by Aileen, you are reaching the Laughing Lamia, and again, it is a fight night. It seems to be very busy inside.
I'll take the underdog.
Well, the guy who takes bets, he just kind of nods at you and he's, for how much?
5 gold.
Well, look at you, big spender. He just writes you down.
Yep. Has anyone seen Gareth or a big orange bear thing?
You talking about the champ?
Yeah, the champ.
He went upstairs.
Okay, thank you.
I'm going to try to sneak up the stairs past Orbach.
Are you trying to stealth past Orbog?
Yeah.
Go ahead and roll a stealth check, please. Orbog, make a perception check, please.
14.
I believe that goes towards the perceiver, if I remember right, because your stealth check sets the DC. So, yeah, you notice that Aileen is trying to squeeze past you up the stairs.
Excuse me.
Why, yes.
What are you doing?
I am walking.
You are stealthing.
Well, I am a very small person, so it is quite easy for me to stealth, as you so eloquently put. But I'm assuming that the upstairs is this way.
Why so sneaky?
It's in my nature.
I don't like your nature.
Well, I apologize.
I'm
And we come running down the stairs at that point.
Right as she says, I apologize. Pooh, I would like you to make a perception check as you are charging down these stairs.
Oh, God.
That's a 4
No.
plus 1. That's a 5.
Oh, no. And that does not meet your stealth check. So as you are charging down these stairs, you're turning behind you, shouting at Gareth about how
Gareth, I can't let
and you
someone
trip over.
else again be told.
I would like both Aileen and Orbog to make dexterity saves, please.
I would like them to make dexterity fails.
12.
27.
Oh, and a nat 20. All right. So, Aileen, as soon as he trips over you, you kind of roll right to get out from underneath the falling bugbear. So you don't take any damage. JS, you see, or rather Orbog, you see a big falling yellow mass. And it lands on top of you.
Is that phlegm?
You take 8 points of bludgeoning damage as this massive bugbear lands on you, falling down these stairs.
Even with my armor?
Yeah.
Can I get a recount?
Come on now, Al Gore. So, yeah. So you got the Orbog and the bugbear are a huddled mass at the bottom of the stairs, and Gareth, you are in the stairwell with a halfling that you have never seen before.
Okay.
Orbog, is that you?
Can I pass by the half elf or halfling?
Yep.
Okay, I politely, go one way and indicate that you can go the other and continue downstairs.
I know you're mad. I know you're mad at us, Gareth, but don't trust her.
Why, whatever do you mean?
Don't
I am
trust
as
who now?
trustworthy as they come.
And who might you be?
Sneaky.
Hello, I'm so terribly sorry. My name is Aileen. I am helping these people to sell a bugbear.
I hope not. And I continue back downstairs to undo the Orbog bear.
Orbog, are you okay? Is Callum with you? I can't. Did I lose him too?
I should have stabbed you. We lost Callum.
What were you doing there? What did they say?
They said they were going to keep him, and I told him I was going to go and get you. So, obviously, I don't really intend to do that, but I think we should go back and save him.
Who exactly are they, Orbog?
It was a Goliath and a couple dwarfs, maybe more.
And who are they?
I don't know.
That's my point.
Ellie!
We don't know anything about these people except that they're involved in a trade that goes much deeper and in many more levels and layers than you understand or even I understand.
Actually, darling, let me interrupt you right there. Those were not the people that are involved in the trade that, has the layers and whatnot. Though that was a mistake. I took them to the wrong alley. That is my fault. I'm so sorry.
Young lady, if you are involved in the slave trade, I urge you to leave it and to leave us alone.
I believe this could be from them being wanted for starting the public fight.
I've got us in quite the mess, haven't I? First Christopher, now Gareth, and the fight. And
Well, maybe you should just hit Gareth, and that'll make everything better.
I don't think that would make anything better.
He's learning.
I sit down on the stairs, rather depressed, with my hand in my head in my hands.
So are they taking Callum to the jail?
We need to find out. Aileen, is there any way you can help with this?
I can, actually. I am quite stealthy on a normal basis.
Mm-hmm.
We have to do something.
Perhaps we should head back to that general area and see if there are windows or anything else of the sort.
Callum was always great with windows.
Really?
Why would Callum still be there? If he was sold and a bounty was given, wouldn't he be at the jail?
Aileen, do you have any idea what kind of house that was?
I do not.
Aileen, you're not a very helpful person, are you?
What did you just say?
I said, Aileen, you're not a very helpful person, are you?
Well, I'm sorry, dear, but I can disguise myself and make myself look a little different, so maybe next time they won't immediately assume whatever they assumed.
Yes, I was just thinking perhaps we should go wearing disguises.
Well, I have this handy disguise kit here that can help.
Why don't you work on disguises? I'll go check the jail to see if they took Callum there. I start heading out.
Okay.
I don't know, maybe I should just stay behind. I just seem to cause trouble.
As you say that, the ringmaster comes up there and goes, Champ, do you feel like fighting tonight?
Do I feel like fighting? I don't feel like doing much. Everything I touch, everyone, I lose them.
He just kind of gives you that blank stare with a forced smile, and he's like, all right, as he just slowly starts to walk backwards away from the situation, because apparently he stepped into an awkward emotional mess.
I stand up.
Who would I be fighting?
Oh no.
Callum?
No. I don't know who Callum is. No, this is a tabaxi.
I don't think so. Not tonight.
His heart's
More
not
important. There's more important things on the line.
Well, alrighty then.
But keep a spot open for me. I'll be back.
I stand up. I go to the bar, and I order a mead if possible.
All right. All right. Go ahead.
Well, I'll drink it and set it down, and then leave when applicable.
All right. Gareth, you make your way from the Laughing Lamia, and you said you're heading towards the jail?
Mm-hmm.
All right. So you make it to the jail, and you walk inside. The same old crabby ladies behind the counter.
The Dragonborn?
Yeah. Welcome to the Waterdeep jail system.
Well said.
Constable Airy, sorry. I hate my job. How can I help?
I am inquiring about a prisoner who might be here, or may have just been apprehended recently.
That seems to be a big common thing today. Who are you looking for?
A young man named Callum.
Callum. Oh, the escapee.
Yes. Has he been found?
To my understanding, he was turned in by a halfling and a half-orc.
Aha. And what was the charge against him, could I ask?
The original charge was public disturbance. That could have been taken care of by a fine. But he escaped, and so now that's escaping lawful imprisonment carries a much steeper punishment. They don't keep them on premises here.
Oh, I understand. Thank you very much. You have been very helpful.
I have?
Yes.
Oh, yeah, you're welcome.
And I start to head back to the tavern.
All right. So, Pooh, you drink your mead. Aileen's figuring out some costuming. Orbog, what are you doing?
Yeah, I mean, I'm with Pooh.
So after I finish the meat, I slam it down, and then I get rid. I start to leave.
All right, let's do this.
We have to let her put disguises on us.
I'm still trying to figure out how to disguise this big old bugbear. So
Let's
it may
shape-
take us a minute.
Can we cut his hair?
I'm not sure that would be the effect you were looking for.
Do you have
Perhaps.
any kind of dyes or anything?
I do have a mask in here. Hang on 1 second. And I pull out a really long sheet and cut eye holes in it and hand it to Pooh.
I got a rock.
There's actually 4 eye holes in it.
Okay. As you put the sheet over you, Gareth, you enter the Laughing Lamia.
Do I see them around?
No, we're disguised.
Make a perception check with advantage.
Advantage?
Yeah, what the heck?
Perception.
Come on.
You look around. There's like I said, there's a big crowd in there, so it's hard to detect specific individuals. But you do notice a tall, standing ghost in the middle of the crowd.
An actual ghost?
No, it's one of the sheet type Halloweeny ghosts.
Is the basic outline of this?
And you see a
ghost?
half orc with a nice mustache.
The basic outline of this quote unquote ghost? Any type of outline that I might think belongs to someone I know?
It's taller than the average person, definitely.
Taller than the average ghost.
Smarter than the average bugbear?
Hey, boo-boo. Cool. We're gonna have Disney's already gonna sue us. Let's have Hanna-Barbera sue us too.
I will assume that it's the people that I've been with, and
There's no one else who'd be quite so ridiculous.
exactly.
As you approach, you see the other people that you've been with.
Yeah. So it appears he is not being held in the jail. Most likely, I don't know if there's a garrison in the city or somewhere, but probably he's being held somewhere with a little tighter security.
Well, that's not good.
I vote that we should call Pooh Boo now.
Well, if somebody will give me a hand, we can get this sheet up off his shoulders and tie it around the back of his head. It'll be a little less costume-esque.
Oh, Gareth.
What are we going for here?
A mask. We are going for a mask, not a dress. We do not make dresses out of curtain.
Gareth, do you have any paint on you?
Gareth, what would you think about the idea we had earlier? Except instead of slave traders, we do it for the law.
Do you mean in a way that would
What if-
undermine the law or law enforcement?
I mean, you turn me in. They put me, or they put Callum. I find Callum. If you find Callum, and then maybe we have a discussion about this big misunderstanding.
It's true they broke out rather easily the last time.
I feel like that may be the smartest thing the bear has said all night.
Yes, but perhaps we could, I don't know, talk with someone about this and work through legal means to get it resolved.
Do you know anyone in law enforcement?
I can very quickly know people in law enforcement.
That's a no.
I can very quickly know people in law enforcement. I tried that, remember?
Yes, but I mean in a persuasive way.
Yes, Gareth and I are very persuasive.
I've been known to be persuasive myself.
I hold a scroll of pedigree, so they would have some reason to listen to me if I was bringing something to their attention that would mutually benefit everybody.
Gareth, do you think anyone in here might know where they would take someone like Callum who is being held?
Most likely anyone who's been in the city long enough. I've only been here a few weeks. Haven't had reason to get a clean lay of the land.
Do we see the waitress or anything like that? Anybody that we recognize?
Yeah, I forget the waitress's name off the top of my head. I didn't ever write that down. But yeah, you see Dottie. That's right. You see Dottie walking past.
Okay. I'm gonna try to wave her down a little bit and say, Dottie, we could use some help.
Okay. What can I do for you?
We just have a question. Our younger friend Callum seems to have gotten into some trouble. We just want to find out where they've taken him, and we believe it might be the authorities. Do you have any idea where they would hold someone that they think is a criminal, even though we know that he isn't, so we can go and speak on his behalf?
Well, what did he do? Why are they holding him? It all depends on the situation.
It was a misunderstanding. Pooh and Callum were playing around in the streets. They thought that they were fighting, so they threw them in jail for publicly fighting, which wasn't true. And then they accidentally broke out of the jail, and then they got caught again. But, as I said, they were not...
When you say they accidentally broke out of jail?
I wasn't there. I'm just taking their word for it.
There was a door, and I may have taken it off its hinges, and then crawled across the floor. I would have gotten away with it if it hadn't
been for those meddling teenagers.
been for my meddling hips. I got stuck.
See, and you know Pooh, he's not the smartest upstairs. So...
Actually, we are downstairs.
To my point.
Yeah, I can see that. Well, if he escaped, they're going to be holding him. Gosh, they're going to take him up to the Capitol. I'd imagine. Oh no, not the Capitol.
The lowercase?
No. They probably took him all the way up to Baldur's Gate.
Isn't that a bit far?
Well, I mean, we don't have the big prisons here.
They're taking Callum to the big prisons.
Well, yeah, I mean,
I'm fighting in the streets.
I'm getting my accent wrong. Yeah, well, I mean, it's not so much for the fighting in the streets. It's the breaking out. Because I mean, you can't just put somebody back in the prison, back in the jail cell that they broke out of. And
well, that is wisdom.
And if you broke out at, public disturbance is one thing, but breaking out of jail is a completely different one. And so that's kind of a bigger offense.
I got Callum into quite the mess.
Yes, you did.
That's all right, dear. I'm sure he does not blame you.
I say we head towards this. Do you know where? Can you give us a map, or Aileen, do you know how to get there?
I might be able to stumble my way, but I would feel ever so better if you could give us a map.
Yeah, so she hands you the map that is on your screen presently.
Breaking the fifth wall.
I broke all the walls.
I bet you did.
Did I get the map?
It should be on your screen right now, Steve.
She gave us this huge map?
Well,
yes.
I mean, it's a folded map. It's like like you used to keep in your glove box before cell phones.
Can she point to where Baldur's Gate is? Oh, it's south? I thought it was north. I got it.
Maybe we should go by water.
You want to go down the Sword Coast through the Sea of Swords?
Yeah, that sounds safe. Across the acid ocean?
The pits of despair.
The cliffs of insanity.
Inconceivable.
Anybody want a peanut?
Well, yeah, there's two options then, I guess.
Let's swim for it.
That may work for you, big boy, but I look like shark bait.
You'll never survive the shrieking eels.
They always go louder before their feed.
Well, let's be on our way. The sooner we get there, the less prepared they'll be.
Perhaps we can take them in transit.
We're not planning to take them. We're planning
Perhaps
to discuss this with them.
discuss this with them in transit.
Yes, let's walk and talk.
I think that's a good idea.
Perhaps we should bring some food along so we could have a civilized conversation.
Fine.
Darty, how much would it cost for a keg of ale?
Bad idea.
I believe that's going to be 50 gold.
There you go.
All right.
50 gold.
She just whistles and throws her finger forward as she's looking at the guy who's tending, and he just gives a nod. About 5 minutes later, he's rolling a big old barrel up.
I pick it up.
All right.
How much time is it going to take us to go from Waterdeep to Baldur's Gate by road and then by the Sword Coast? Do we know? Do you have any idea?
Go ahead and make a
Do we have a zip code check?
Insight?
That's not really going to be insight.
Survival?
Yeah, let's go survival.
18.
You being fairly familiar with the area, no, it'll probably take about a week by land. You'll probably shave a day if you go by water, but you know that the water path is frequented by pirates.
So the water is deep?
Yes, the water is deep, but going down the Sword Coast and into the Sea of Swords, it is inhabited by pirates, as well as several coral reefs that have sunk ships with crews who weren't as familiar with the area.
Did Dottie have any idea whether or not they would be going by water or by land?
She looks at you, she goes, "Oh, sweetie, I would have no clue. I just own a bar, an inn."
Well, we thank you, Dottie, for everything you've done for us. And for Callum.
No problem. Just make sure before you leave you pay your tab for your room.
Gladly.
I'm gonna offer to pay his tab kind of to make up for him for us not listening to him.
Because you're using the blood money you got from selling.
That's
Callum.
not going to make up for it. But yeah, thank you very much.
No,
Yeah,
it's the other money.
My three gold tab. Thanks, that makes up for it.
Or actually, it was 3 gold. So go ahead and mark 3 gold on your sheet there, big spender.
We're even. All right. I'm going to assume that they're going by land.
Yeah.
So, unless we want to spend more time trying to find out whether they're going by sea or by land.
Let's go.
Quicker.
One if by land, two if by sea.
Before our time.
A little after our time. All right. Does anyone have anything that needs to be gotten before we leave? I'll take that as a no. We should leave right away then.
Yes.
I concur.
Well, that's all right by me.
Are you coming with us?
Well, I thought I might, if that's all right. Agreeable to everybody.
I suppose.
What stake do you have in this venture?
Just looking for places to play. I'm a bard, don't you know? I have a bit of a flute, a lyre, a guitar, although I do need to clean my flute off. Our dear friend here put this in his nose.
TMI. All right. Let's start moving out.
Okay, we're moving.
So you guys start heading down the road. You make it out onto the main road that's going to take you down to Baldur's Gate. And as you make it out of town, you get probably about a half mile out of town. You come to a familiar area where there's ruined buildings And you see shadows amassing from all around you.
Oh dear.
Boys, I think we may have made a mistake.
I think we went back the way that we were.
And there is probably a crowd of about 30 druids standing around you. Although the one that you're familiar with, that you had spoke with, is not there. And one pops out and goes, "I told you not to come looking for us."
Oh, we brought a gift.
Yes, here's this halfling. Enjoy
No.
her.
I set down the keg.
We're sorry for any misunderstandings.
I'm gonna roll for
We hope you have a good time.
whatever the heck I need to do to slip out of his grasp.
Well, before you do that, I just thought of the dumbest thing and I'm going to do it. As you set down the keg, it explodes open. And from out of it pops this creature that has kind of the body that looks kind of like a elk, or a cross between an elk or a horse, except parts of it have like fish scales on it, and it's a very beautiful creature. And it has antlers, and it kicks its head back and fire blasts from its mouth, and all the fire devours all the druids that are surrounding you.
What the actual heck?
Yeah, backing away.
I swear I didn't put that in there. I ordered ale.
Go ahead and make a perception check.
11.
All right. This is so dumb. You recall seeing printed on the side of the cask, Kirin brand ale. Nobody?
No.
Oh, that's an actual Chinese brand of ale.
I don't think any of us are
Oh,
Chinese.
wow. Let's get sued by them.
Okay, y'all are going after Hanna-Barbera and Disney. I pick Disney, and I pick an obscure brand, and I was like, "Oh, we're gonna get sued." Anyway,
It's called what?
Kirin brand ale.
I never heard of it.
Me neither.
Somebody out there listening will laugh.
I know, it's the most obscure joke. One of our foreigner listeners is gonna be like, "Oh, that's great." The Kirin turns around and looks at the four of you. Says, "Hey, y'all, I've been looking for you. Where you been?"
You're looking for us?
"Yeah, I've been looking for you. I need you all to do me a task."
Oh, wait. You wouldn't be any relation to our friend the goat.
The who?
The magical goat who left us a note.
I think you drank a bit too much ale.
The one he wrote?
I don't. He looks over at you, Orbog. He's like, "What's he talking about?"
I never know.
All right. What is this task then?
There's a bit of an anomaly. I need the four of you to fix quickly. And you see him jerk his head down. His antler cuts like a hole in space-time.
We've really messed up the DM's plan. We have to go back in time.
Like, there's some things that should not be in a different part of the world, and if I have read the fabric correctly, only the four of you can take care of it.
What? Well, I would say yes. Seeing that you can cut a hole in the fabric of reality, maybe perhaps you meant the five of us. There's a friend who seems to be missing currently.
Son, I do not make mistakes.
You don't? Of course not. Of course not. Well, I guess we should be about it then.
I suppose you could say the five of us. I'm going too. So.
Okay.
That's a thing. So after you, as he nods towards the hole in space-time.
I jump through.
Alien's gonna follow.
Can you help us get a missing friend when we're done with this task for you?
Yeah, maybe.
And second question, why would somebody as powerful as you need our help?
2 + 2 doesn't get to 4 unless you have both sides of the equation, correct?
Sure.
The thing about someone being as powerful as me, power doesn't come from what is held within. Power comes from the knowledge of knowing what's required to accomplish a task.
Wow, that was profound.
You're not here. You're on the other side of the hole.
We do seem to have a lot of knowledge.
So how about you stop questioning your betters and elders and just get on in there?
Fine. And I walk in.
He looks at
I
you.
assume we have no choice in this.
Well,
It's like we're slaves.
no. There's always free will. But the thing about it is, if you don't accomplish what you're made for, you kind of rot from the inside. I mean, that's the reason why you see so much wickedness and nastiness in this world, is because people were made to do something greater and they just choose not to. So, I mean, you can sit back on your laurels and pretend like you're all high and mighty, being the paladin that you are. But at the end of the day, you ain't doing nothing but just copping out.
If I'm being faithful to what I'm being called for,
But are you?
yes.
Get in the hole.
I will under duress, because I feel as though if I don't, something bad may happen, which I would prefer not to have happen.
A wise man once said, anything's permissible as long as you're willing to deal with the consequences. I have a feeling you don't want to deal with the consequences of inaction, son. Get in.
Like I said, I'm going through, but I'm going under duress.
Whatever makes it happen. So you hop through?
Sure. I don't know if hopping is...
No, that is the end of tonight's episode. We do not discover what's on the other side of the hole until Sumo Girl, episode 4.
Yeah, baby.
So with that being said, some of you may notice that I took 4 people through the hole. One of them is not Callum. That is because Catherine had contacted me this week and stated that she does need to take some time away from playing games with strangers.
Also Stranger Things, but
well,
we can get Netflix to sue us too.
No, I was actually going to say Strangers and Aliens. And I'm like, no, that's not the right podcast that Steve's on.
We miss her there too.
Yeah. But she does need to take a break. I told her I would keep her character alive. So if she has a time where she can come back.
We will find you.
I feel less guilty for getting you sold out then.
So I apologize, JS. I did not want to. I wanted to let you know before you wrote the script for.
That's okay.
However, I also kind of wanted it to be a little bit surprised to add a little bit more of an emotional wrench on the situation. And I hadn't even intended on her going that way. It's just things went so sideways. I was improvising most of tonight. So it's just like, hey, this is a great spot to do it. Let's do it here.
Nicely done.
Yeah. So I believe I have set us up to where you wanted us, JS.
Yeah. And just so you guys know, we're gonna however he wants to do it, but we're gonna, when we next record this again, we'll just come back from what happens in the Sumo Girl episode. So it'll be right back in the same kind of place where we were, or close to there, and we'll just continue this journey.
So what would have happened if I didn't go through?
You would also be off the podcast.
No. Have you ever? I don't suppose you ever saw the TV show Dead Like Me, did you?
No.
Okay. It's a story about people who become Grim Reapers after they die. It's also
on Netflix now.
It's an interesting mythos, but basically it'd be something similar to what would happen if you don't pop the person's soul and you keep them from dying at their appropriate time. They don't fulfill their specific destiny they were designed for. Basically, the soul just rots from the inside.
That's mildly depressing.
Tempting offer.
Huh.
So,
Kind of dark, John.
Yeah, well, have we met? So with that being said, I suppose we're releasing this on a bi-weekly basis now. So in 2 weeks, find out what happens when they return. And Sumo Girl number 4 is basically going to be our Infinity Wars.
Infinity War?
Maybe more like Civil War and Captain America.
Yeah, no, not Infinity War. Not Infinity War. Steve, you know what I'm talking about. The one where in Marvel where they get pulled into an alternate dimension and they get forced to do whatever. You guys
Secret Wars.
Secret Wars. That's what I'm talking about.
Got it.
Or Contest of Champions.
Yeah.
Similar. Yep.
So
Contest of Champions, they fight each other. So if we're fighting each other, it would be a Contest of Champions. If we're fighting the villains who are also pulled through like this, then there would be Secret Wars.
Well, it's been real here on Playing Games with Strangers, the one where we get sued.
By everybody.
Marvel is now owned by
Catch us here in 2 weeks when we talk about our court dates.
But also that being said, Celeste has joined us. So I was trying to keep that as much of a surprise as I can, but I did kind of accidentally let it slip when I mentioned her character sheet earlier in the episode, and I'm like, dang it. So
I figured you had just given her a character to play.
No, she will be joining us, so she is a member of the party.
That's okay too.
So anything else that needs to be covered before we say goodnight?
We'll miss you, Catherine.
I'll miss you guys.
I'm so glad that I didn't mess up your character.
Thank you.
All right, Squid, we will miss you, but like I said, your character is still alive, so when you feel ready to come back, you are able to come back.
Sounds like a plan.
Cool beans. And to all of you out there in podcast listening land, we hope you are doing well. It looks like we're coming out on the other side of this whole nastiness situation. So keep praying for health and protection, and we hope to see you on the next episode. Until then, from all of us to you, y'all have a good night now.
You've been listening to the Playing Games with Strangers podcast, a Supersonic Pod Comics production featuring the voices of J.S. Earls, Catherine Serwinski, Josiah Crandall, Steve MacDonald, and John Harju. The theme music is Exit Zero by Sovereign Citizen and the Nonprofits, used with permission. Find more of their work on Facebook or wherever else you purchase music digitally. Please rate and review this podcast wherever you download it from to help other listeners find this podcast and join our community. And once again, thank you for listening.